everyone, and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We just came back from the London Stadium where we submitted to a poor Liverpool team and we lost 2-0. Boys, I know I see you yesterday, right? I can't help but to think I am so disappointed. And do you know what? I'm going to round my hands up. Scott was right. Scott was correct.
He was.
He was correct, yeah.
Liverpool were there for the taking. It was even going to be, we're playing a wounded Liverpool or on a bad run of form. You got Isak ain't scoring. It was all there for Liverpool, wasn't it? If you want to end the drought, play West Ham. If you ain't scored in how long, play West Ham. Liverpool weren't great, but we weren't great either. We had no shots on target, no real threat. We moved the ball well, just didn't do nothing with it. And if you're going to beat a team like Liverpool, you have to score first. And unfortunately, once they got that first goal, I just didn't think we had any chance to get back into it. Did it. And Paqueta getting sent off didn't help either. But yeah, I was happy with the starting lineup. It was nice to see Magassa, Potts and Fernandes start together, and I thought they all had a really good game. I think Magassa done well.
I thought, to be fair, and I'm going to give my, before we get onto the negatives, I'm going to give the positives. And there's a few.
I think the back four was definitely one. I was more confident with Marapanos at the back.
Yeah. Kilman, that was a big call and it was the right call. I was surprised he did it,
That's what we called for on Friday Night Pint.
Yeah,
we said, so excuse me, the constant has always been Kilman, and we've been poor at the back, and Kilman needed to go. And I thought the back four was a lot more accomplished. I thought they looked more solid. I thought the midfield played well. It's just the attack. There was no potency in the attack, and it didn't look like the manager wanted to go for it.
No, I think I put it down to most of the team had a decent game. Bowen and Paqueta, our two biggest players, were shit.
Yeah,
and I think that's the main issue. I see Bowen and Paqueta, the pair of every time they're on the ball, they just had no ideas. They just run into fucking brick walls and lose it.
Yeah, with the Paqueta, look, we all know he's got a talent. We know that, but when you look at his stats, he's got 1 assist in his last 58 games for us. That's not good enough for a playmaker.
No.
That is not good enough. And with the situation with him yesterday, he let himself down. He let the club down on a day like yesterday when we lost one of our greatest captains. For him to sort of act like that. And Bowen didn't help the situation either. Bowen should be fucking grabbing him, dragging him away, not letting someone like Alisson, a Liverpool player, do it.
And Van Dijk.
The thing is with Paqueta, what I couldn't get was, okay, he's got the yellow, but he's going on and on and on and on. As soon as he got the red, he fucking walked off. Why didn't he do that in the first place?
Yeah.
It's like, I know there's all these allegations against him, but he don't fucking help himself.
Yeah.
And he's let everyone down. And we're 1-0, we was only 1-0 down at the time, still in the game. And then he does that, and then he comes out with some stupid statement after, blaming the world. Fucking hell, it's gone now. You've got away with it. You're innocent. Just carry on and play your football. We've just got him back. He's missing one game. He's come back. Now we're missing him on Thursday again in another potential game that we could go up to Old Trafford and get a result. But now we're missing someone like him. But it could be a blessing that we're missing him.
Well, because we're not going to miss him based on that performance, because him and Bowen were missing all game. It was so frustrating because I thought Fernandes and Magassa was obviously Potts was good as usual, but them two to come
Fernandes was brilliant yesterday.
Fernandes was so good, and Magassa, that was his best game in a West Ham shirt. I think we missed Somerville. I think that's glaringly obvious.
I think that
we really miss him as that outlet. And I felt sorry for Wilson because he was totally isolated up front.
Yeah. And that's another thing. This is with Nuno yesterday. 1-0 down, you take off a striker. Leave Callum Wilson on. Go for it,
I think he's just looking at it and realise he ain't got a full 90 in him. And I think he sees that because he's left him on longer than usual. But he gets to 77.
You've got to try.
He brings on Fulkrug, which,
that's not bringing on a striker, is it? That's bringing on, he don't do nothing, Fulkrug.
No.
Yesterday he come on, he just don't offer nothing.
But do you know what? And that's where when I looked at that bench, and it's so glaringly obvious just how weak our squad depth is. That bench was painful to look at. I don't know why Urfi weren't on the bench when he's got Irvin and that and Rodriguez and all these other players that shouldn't be there. But I'm looking at it and you think, there's no one on there where you feel like they can come on and change the game and impact the game in any way.
The only person you'd look at and think would probably be Souček.
Yeah.
That's another thing. They brought him on again, and you know they're not getting the service. But when you look at the stats, you know Liverpool weren't great. You know they left out Salah. That's the first time he's been left out since he was dropped against us in. When was it?
18 or something.
18 months ago, when he had a row with Klopp. But they can afford to do that. And you look at their squad, and I know they ain't been great, but when you look at the players they've got, I mean, Isak ain't been scoring, but he still is a fucking good striker. And you see it yesterday. Apart from a great save from Areola pulled off, he could have had 2, maybe 3 goals yesterday.
We had spells where we had a lot of the ball and we went forward. We just didn't create anything. That was a difference. Like, they created chances.
Yeah.
We got the ball on the edge of the box like we always do and done fuck all with it. And that's the big thing. Our creativity is so lacking.
I can't remember many chances for either team. I'm going to be honest, when I go through the game, obviously it became a little...
Ariola made some really good saves.
I remember making one good save.
He made one good save against Isak, when Isak on a sort of half volley.
Yeah.
Good save.
There was that.
I think Wirtz had one from outside the box.
Yeah, there was, I think, a few crosses and corners he's come out early and punched it. Like, he was on his toes for a lot of the stuff. So they was causing us problems, right? They was testing Ariola. They had Ariola working. We didn't really have Alisson working. There was that one moment where who was it? Was it McAllister or Wirtz went into him and he's pretended, you know, he was winded.
He went down, yeah.
He went down. That was probably the best moment when we thought, we could score.
Well, we had the ball. Diouf had the ball out on the left, ready to cross it in. The ref blew up.
Yeah.
I said, look, it's rules. When the goalkeeper goes down, you have to stop the game.
I think it should be the same. It should be the same though as an outfield.
It's because it's a goalkeeper, isn't it? It's because they're in goal.
Any time they could sit there and go, and that's what I think he's done. You're in danger.
Yeah.
Because what happens is they give the ball back. Now they've got all their team back within their shape.
But not only that, the referee took the ball back 12 yards, so we had to go back, and we had to go back. Potts had to go back to Mavropanos.
Yeah. We had to keep building it up.
Positives. I think Mavropanos and Stebo looked like they could work well together.
Magassa never give the ball away.
Yeah, Magassa, he played well. Yeah. Fernandez. I mean, there's a lot of potential, like positives to take out of that team. You know, you chuck Somerville back in that team with that starting midfield.
But I think that's the issue. I think this is the glaring issue: is that one player comes out that side and it becomes very lopsided, and we haven't got the squad depth to sort it out. But you know,
I think
I just think. Listen, I think you approach that game a little bit different. Maybe start Guilherme. I know he didn't have a great game against Bournemouth, but at the end of the day, we had nothing out on the left.
He needs a run of games, that kid.
He done all right.
Yeah, he did, and that's what I'm saying.
Take people on.
Like, you know, the Liverpool defence are very vulnerable. Like, you need direct players at them. Like Callum Wilson, you see him, he was battling Van Dijk. I think he looked like he was relishing that challenge, and Van Dijk was getting sort of like having to shove him. He's a big, strong man, Callum Wilson. Bowen on the other side. I'm sorry, but you know, you have to call what you see.
Yeah.
And what I see is a man that is desperately out of form.
Yeah.
That is struggling with not only his game but the captaincy as well, because that Paqueta thing, I've spoke about it this morning on the morning after. So if you want to go and check that out, and we will talk about it again in a second. But you know, as you said, right? You look at Forest last week, who went and beat Liverpool at Liverpool 3-0. Their big players step up. Yeah, our smaller players done what they needed to do. This is when you need the likes of Paqueta and Bowen to step up to the plate.
Problem is we're not in a situation where we could say, right, we'll drop Bowen for a game because we've got no one else to come on.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been great this season.
He started off the season well, and not the season,
Paqueta,
but the last few games, you know, they have both been out of form, and we haven't got the players on the bench to come in and replace that sort of. And look, we know Bowen will score goals this season. He will pick up his form. He's just going for a rough patch. But with the situation yesterday as a captain, this is why he's not captain material for me, because someone should have been dragging Paqueta away. Bowen should have just been grabbing him and saying, fuck off, basically. Like, the ref said, Bowen, get him away. Yeah. And he didn't. Yeah. He was looking at the ref.
He'd give him a little push, and that was it. But he weren't.
But
he
what
was
you need to
do
in that situation, right, and this is the captains, and listen, we keep on having these discussions about him, and I don't want to slag the geezer off. But at that point, you just turn around to the manager and you turn around and say, I'm going to have a word with the manager. You go to the manager and go, he's lost his head. He needs to come off right now. Otherwise, we're going to be down to 10.
They would. Well,
it's 85 minutes.
I think that's not possible because.
No, of course it's possible.
No, because all the time he's spending talking to the manager, he's getting sent off.
Yeah.
You're talking a very short span of time.
It wasn't a short.
It was from the yellow to the. It was like.
Wasn't.
It was.
He went back 3 times.
Yeah, but
I watched him. I stood there and watched him.
Yeah,
he knew he would have watched him. He went back. He went to him. He's arguing with him. He's told him, go away.
By the time he's talking to Nuno, he's going to be giving it to the ref.
He's come back again. But that's where you say to the ref, I'm just going to have a word with the manager. Just hold tight for a second. And you're saying to him, and all you have to do is that. Like that. That's it. No, the thing is,
I don't agree with that.
He came back, didn't it? 3 times he came back.
3 times. I mean, you had Alisson trying to get him away. You had Van Dijk trying to get him away.
Gomez.
You had Fernandes trying to get him away. You know, yeah, there should have been other players around him just dragging him away, but Paqueta just wouldn't let it go. It was like he was possessed, and he just he's got this temperament about him where he's like.
Well, I will say that
him.
first yellow was bollocks, right? Because the ref's blown up for a foul that's not a foul again after he just booked Magassa for a great challenge.
Yeah.
He gives and then Paqueta does what I see so many Liverpool players do. Oh, what's that? What are you doing? And because he's got this fragile little fucking ego, he books him. I'm sorry.
The geezer lost control.
The thing is,
He was terrible.
I'm not saying this is true, but like, look, the FA looked embarrassed with the Paqueta situation, so he might be targeted a bit. You know, you never know. They might be thinking, right, we're fucking getting back, but he deserves to get sent off.
The second,
he didn't fucking lead.
the second I would say he deserved. The first I think was pathetic.
No, but you know you're on the yellow.
No,
that's why you have to walk away. Listen, I made my feelings very clear today. If I never seen that man play for West Ham again, I don't care.
I think he let a lot of people down.
It's not only that. Obviously, we'll talk about what day it was a bit later. But you know, when you look about the leaderships and, you know, the man that passed away yesterday, he would never have let something like that happen. You know what I mean? And to do that on that day when, you know, all you want to see is grit and determination. Look, arguing with a referee about a poxy decision. Listen, I think he's in the right to be complaining. I really do, right? But once the ref tells you that, you know, if he's going on, right, do your talking afterwards. You know, go to the press and turn around and go, that's nonsense, or go to the manager and go, that's nonsense. Have your words privately. You don't keep on going on and on and on. We're still in the game at that point. In fact, we could have equalised. We should have equalised, right? Even with down to 10 men. We're still in the game at that point. We need these points. And we need that man, right, playing the way we know he can play, which he done for, and I was just having this discussion after all of these times, half a season. Listen, I'm not even going to dispute the fact that you know, the FA were to blame for him having 2 bad seasons, but that is gone, right? If you want to argue that toss, don't argue it when you're playing for West Ham United and we need you for the next game. Argue it out in court. You know, doing it on the pitch against some referee that's listen, the geezer's gone down with cramp, and the old Liverpool team have gone over to the fucking sidelines and started having a team talk. He's completely within his rights to start moaning about it, right? But he knows he's on the yellow card. The referee's already told him to go. What you do then is you turn around and go, but Bowen, get in his ear roll, get in his ear roll, get in his ear roll. That's what he should be doing, because that Bowen is allowed to talk to the referee.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not. Wasn't he? He was talking to the ref, but this is the thing. He should have fucking pushed Paqueta away, or the other teammates should have come round and dragged him away. But it's just
Noble would have had that.
Yeah, but even like even someone like Mavropanos and drag him away. You know, Fernandes tried, but then he sort of.
I wonder if that thingy the other day has sort of like stopped people from surrounding him. You know, the Indy from Everton. You know, when he slapped his own teammate.
Oh yeah.
And he got sent off.
Yeah.
And people was going, fucking hell, you can get sent off for slapping your own. But I wonder if that sort of thing has started when he's got the arsehole and he's fucking flinging his arms around.
I just think Paqueta knows he's like, and it would give Man United a boost as well, because now they know we haven't got one of our better players playing on Thursday night. As I said, it could be a blessing in disguise, because someone else could come in there and make that their own position.
We played a lot better without him last week. For me, yesterday at 0-0.
Did
we
we?
playing Liverpool. I think so.
That second half was
Second half was
atrocious.
shit, but the first half I thought we played a lot better without him. He done nothing yesterday. He done nothing, and he's done nothing for a long, long time. And what he did do, and what I did see him doing, is trying to do these little tricks and flicks against Liverpool when we're in a relegation battle, and we're 0-0. We're not winning 3-0. For me, get him out this door. If you get an offer in January from Flamingo for about 25-30 million pounds, let him go. I don't never want to see him play for West Ham again, honestly, and I'm fucking serious and all. He's got all the talent in the world, right? But I was just saying this to Ryan out there. It's the same situation as Kudus. He doesn't want to be here. The reason he's getting upset, the reason why did you notice the one thing he said on his Instagram this morning? What have they cost me? They've cost me a move to Manchester City. We sat there as fans and the club and backed him for 2 years. For 2 years, right? Why he's having an absolute fucking nightmare week in, week out because of this, which he says because of this. And the only thing he can turn around and say, give it all this bollocks. So the other week when he could have gone to Villa, we should have sold him to Villa. Because all of this bollocks means nothing. Because at the end of the day, right, the only thing he said on his Instagram, they cost me a move to Man City. Once he goes to Man City, fuck off to Man City.
Yeah.
I'll give him to him for fucking free.
Listen, I like him. I just think
Sullivan definitely
No, he
would.
definitely wouldn't.
I think there's a talent there, but I think he's very overrated. I think he's very overrated as a player. That what people look at him
He's
as.
not. He's the same as Kudus. He's a fucking brilliant player. He just doesn't want to play for us.
Yeah, but
he's
then-
made it quite. He's got 2 years left on his contract, or a year and a half now, right? And he's made it quite clear that he's leaving at the end of the season. It ain't his fucking choice.
The difference is with Kudus, right? I hate to say this, right? Is he put more games in a row where he was quality than Paqueta. Paqueta has never been consistent for us from day one, where you can say every week, look at the stats, what Ryan's saying about assists
The
and
last
stuff like that.
6 months of that Conference League season, he was brilliant.
Yeah, but I think everyone was. I think because we had a better sort of team and squad then, and a better spirit. Everyone was fighting for each other during that season. Because
He should be a talisman where he's. You look at Pint, right? The whole team could be shit, but Pint's going to be Pint. His quality's going to shine through. It's not.
He's not that.
If the whole team needs to be good for you to be good, you're not that good. I'm sorry.
He's here in body. He's not here in mind.
yeah,
And that.
I hope that he because obviously if he does leave in January, if not if he stays to the end of the season, let's just hope he's learned from the other day, because he's let everyone down. He's let Nuno down. He's let the fans down. His teammates. It's just not on. But look, there's no taking away that I think Liverpool, deserved the win yesterday. They took their chances well. Isak was a great finish.
I think it was.
And
but
Gakpo
why was Isak just standing there by himself in the box? You see, he had so much space around him in the box. This is it. I know Isak has been shit for Liverpool, but it's still Isak.
You know why? Because the back four was just watching the ball.
We do that so often. We're like, wherever the ball is, we're trying. All the teams trying to cluster around it.
He's very. Unfortunately, he's one of our better defenders, but he's very prone to doing that. He gets drawn to the ball, gets sucked in by the ball.
The thing is, what we done yesterday as well is when Gakpo got on the ball and Verts, we allowed them
too much space,
and it gives them time. Instead of shutting them down, we're backing off, and it gives them time to think about what pass they're going to make.
Verts was good yesterday.
Yeah, Verts was good yesterday. And look, I'm not saying that he's been a £100 million player this season, but there's potential in him that he will. He struggled in the first part of this season for Liverpool, but he's a good player, And same as Isak, he hasn't started off great. He only scored 1 goal in the League Cup before yesterday.
Yeah.
But you can see, the first shot he had skied over the bar, and I was thinking, please have one them days. But then he had a couple of chances, and you think if he gets one, he's going to score. And look, Areola can't do nothing about that. It's in the bottom corner. It's a great finish. Yeah. And even their second one, we're obviously trying to get the equaliser, and then they pump one over the top.
That was a bit of luck.
Yeah, a bit of luck in it. Areola's come running out. He's trying to get back. The ball's come in, and it's fell to Gakpo and smashed it in.
Yeah, Mavropanos, he's tried to edit and he's just missed it. He's
completely missed it
and tried to edit. He's missed it, and I think people was criticising Areola for coming out, but I think even if Areola was on his line, he's not saving that. Yeah. The from point blank range, the power of that and the speed that's going in every time.
It was it's now in a coffin.
The worrying thing is like we've got Man United away on Thursday, which is a difficult game. United are in a bit of a mixed form. They had a good result against Palace, but then they lost the week before to Everton at home. So we don't know what Man United team we're going to be playing, but there's now starting to become a gap at the bottom. I think Fulham are 6 points clear of us now. So we need to start closing that gap, because if not, you'll find yourself 10, 12 points if he's adrift, and then it's a battle between the bottom five.
Yeah. Do you know what the issue is for us as well, right? Is we're so shit on set pieces. I looked yesterday, right? This is a team, Liverpool, that have really struggled defending set pieces. Even though I think Freddie Pott's delivery is decent for the corners, they won everything. Yeah. They won everything.
We ain't blessed with height in our team, are we, really?
Nah.
Like, when you think about it. I mean, Liverpool have got all their back four.
Yeah,
Gomez is a lump. Kanate's a lump. Van Dijk,
he's massive.
He's like 6 foot fucking 4 or 6, whatever he is.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, we don't win in the air. And no matter who's on, and you know, when you're down in the dumps and you're struggling to create from open play, you want to rely on your set pieces. You want to fall back on your set pieces, and we haven't got that in our locker. So that's an issue where it's going to come to us.
I just think it was an opportunity to go at them. And
I think if we get an early goal yesterday, if we go 1-0 up, it's a completely different game.
But it never looked like it.
No, because the crowd, like I thought the first 15-20 minutes we were really on top, like, and the crowd were on top. And then it got to that point where it was just getting flatter and flatter. Nothing. They wasn't creating anything. They weren't giving us anything to cheer about. So, it's disappointing. But you are playing Liverpool, champions of England. I know they've been in bad form, but these are the sort of games where if you get anything off of them, a point yesterday would have been a brilliant result. Bearing in mind last year they got 5 past us at home.
I think when you're at home and they're in the form they're in, and you've just been beat by Forest badly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Someone told me that was their first away win this season.
You've got to. No, that's not true. They won at Bournemouth.
Oh, their first away. When was that?
The first game of the season, that was.
Oh, right. It's probably first since.
They won the first 5 or 6
away games
on a spin.
No, first 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, so there have been away games in there.
Well, it's been a long time, probably then, isn't it?
It ain't the first. It ain't. They won at Bournemouth. I remember them winning at Bournemouth. But you know, they're in a bad run of form, and they didn't turn up yesterday like they'd turned the corner. No. They turned up yesterday like they limped into it.
The confidence
was ready, and they was it's one of them ones, right? And listen, look, I know you keep harking on about that was at Upton Park. In the mid-2000s, we'd have wiped the fucking
floor. The thing is as well, like their fans were nervous yesterday. They was quiet. Until they scored, you didn't really hear a peep from them. There was a couple of songs they sung, but they were nervous as well, because they know if they lose this, you know,
it's turmoil, isn't it? He goes.
Yeah, he's on the verge of losing his job. So it was a big win for them yesterday. And
it's huge. And Isak scoring, hopefully for them, they were hoping that he turns a corner now. It's big for him to get his first goal.
Yeah, it's just a shame that, obviously, it's a shame that we had to be the team that they was.
We're always the fucking team, ain't we?
Anyone can.
That's what everyone.
End your drought against West Ham.
Yeah, the charity.
Ain't scored in fucking 10 years. Come West Ham, get hat trick.
Yeah, it's tiring.
Go home with a doggy bag.
Yeah. But you know, like you said, we've got Man United, we've got Brighton away, we've got Villa at home, and we've got Man City away.
We've got to turn up, Dan. We've got to turn up.
We've got Fulham after Christmas and Brighton again, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it's
a lot of games in between now and Christmas. And the end of the year, before we can even start to even think about signing players or selling players.
The thing is with Nuno, what he's got to hope is that we pick up points, and when we don't pick up points, the teams around us don't pick up points, because if we can get to January and he can then have a shot at the transfer window to bring in a couple of players that he wants.
Listen, we need that.
I do still believe in Nuno. I really do still believe in Nuno.
I do as well. I think
Scott's being very harsh on him. I think like he needs his at least one transfer window. You know what I mean? Like to you know.
Scott's not the only one though, because I spoke to a couple of people yesterday, and they're the same as Scott. Like they don't fancy Nuno. They don't see him as a good manager. But I think what's he got? 7 points out of the last 9 available,
12.
or 12. Yeah. So I mean he's done okay. There is room for improvement still.
Like I said, look at the squad he's inherited.
Yeah,
it is.
That's why I find it hard to sort of judge him. I can judge him on his decisions during the game and starting lineups, but I can't judge him on what he's been left with because that's not his team.
But you got to think in January, right? On top of the fucking mess we're in now, Fulkrug's going. He won't not be here coming in
the
January.
African Nations Cup as well.
African Nations Cup, and he's going to be about Wan-Bissaka and Diouf.
What about Magassa? Does he count as well?
No, he's French, I think.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a French nationality. And he's going to have to get rid of Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse is sitting there taking a squad place.
He's not even been on the bench.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, if he can get them two out and ship them out and ship their wages out, who do we bring in? We need a striker. I would say we need a centre-half. Although I would trust that Igor. It wouldn't surprise me. I would trust that Igor.
Why? Why would you trust him?
Because I think he's looked decent.
I haven't seen enough.
If I got a good offer, I'd ship Paqueta out and I'd ship fucking Gilman out if I got the offers.
Well, yeah, if the offers were good enough, but like
the problem we've got is we can't get rid of too many players in January because we're not going to have enough time. Like January's a short month.
Yeah.
When you think about it, with all the games going on, you've got the FA Cup chucked in there as well. To ship out 5 or 6
we'll
players.
We'll be at that first round, don't worry about that.
Well, I think getting rid of Ward-Prowse is a must because he's going to be nowhere near the squad, so he's a must.
Everton are interested, didn't they? And Southampton are interested in him, yeah.
Fuck him.
Everton because of Moisey.
Moisey. Please, Moisey. He owes us for the
He'll probably fucking go there and do well.
Yeah. Well, listen, as long as he's a father, he's on over 100 grand a week. It's mad.
That's the problem. That's the issue.
Irvin probably needs to go. Well, definitely needs to go. He's not going to be playing much football. Yeah, there's players to go, but we need to really make sure we get in what we need desperately because it's just paper thin. I think we're going to need to give, like I said earlier, Guilherme a run of games. Even if he's going and he hasn't had the best of games, let him stay in the side because Somerville, I don't think, is going to be a player we can rely on to stay fit. That's always been my concern with him. He's quality, but he's got injured in training. Apparently it's not serious, but it's serious enough for him to miss, 2 games so far? Yeah. Maybe Man United. We need someone we can rely on. Guilherme's got the pace.
Well, this is the thing. He needs to bring someone in on the wings because we lost Kudus, we never replaced him. We lost Maxwell Cornet, we've never fucking replaced him in 3 years.
Well, he's still here, Cornet.
He's in Genoa, isn't he?
No, he's still here.
No, he's on loan. Yeah, he did go on loan. He's out in Genoa or somewhere.
Yeah. Well, he was at the game yesterday.
Yeah, he must not have been playing. He might be coming back in January.
There you go, like a new signing again.
But we haven't got enough on the wing. We didn't replace Kudus. He obviously don't fancy Guilherme. Bowen's on bad form. Somerville can't stay fit.
Why not?
Around Armour Traore.
Bring up some more youngsters now between now and January.
I don't think he did. Listen.
Get some of this deadwood off the bench.
I do think, and I mean this with the greatest respect, I do think we've got too many youngsters in there. That whole midfield yesterday is really young.
It is young.
Yeah, but they done well.
They done us
You wouldn't know it.
If you keep on relying on youngsters, I don't think you bring too many in at the same time because they don't learn from anything.
Well, no, you think about it. We have Diouf who's 20, Magassa 20, Fernandez was 20, all 20. So you had 4, right? In the team, I don't think it's about their age, it's about their quality, and they play with like as if they've been playing for years. And I think that's a testament.
I do like it. Obviously, I like the future, but I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is Rodriguez, Irvin, these players are dead. They're taking up space.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They're not going to add anything.
And I do want some youngsters to be bled in, but starting too many at once.
No, I'm not saying to start, but on the bench, I'm just saying if you look at these players that are offering nothing, they're always.
I agree. I don't see the point of playing someone like Fulkrug.
Yeah, what's the point?
Right, he's leaving.
Is he still injured?
I think he is, yeah, and that's the problem. They keep on getting injured. There's a few of them that keep on getting to the brink of getting their chance, and then they get injured.
Yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, Fulkrug, he's got to go.
Fuck him off now. All right.
Yeah, I've never rated Fulkrug. I think a lot of people liked him last season because of what he said, but I thought for someone that's been out for so long to come back and slag everyone off when you don't do nothing yourself. And yeah, I don't know, mate. I think he maybe needs to stop doing this bollocks when he comes on the pitch. All that fucking entering the pitch and he does that silly fucking turn on your engine. He must be out of fucking petrol or diesel.
Is that what that is? He's turning on his engine.
Yeah, that's what remember his interview when he started. It's something to do with when he comes on, he goes like that, and it's like, I'm in full mode now. He must be stuck in reverse because I don't see anything he offers the team.
Nah,
I'm just not having him. And I hope that we get rid of him in January.
January is massive for us, and I feel like I don't think we're going down.
No, I think we'll just stay by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, but I don't want to be here like in April.
No.
Like, I want to pull away by this.
I don't know where we are this time next year, even if we stay up. Because all of these players that we're talking about, who do they replace them with? Who's the next sort of like the next Bowen or the next Paqueta or the next Kudus or the next Declan? Who are they? You know what I mean? I see Popsies there and I see a few youngsters there, but you have to trust this ball to replace them. And I've got a feeling, but this time next year we could be Wolves. That's if we stay up. We could be Wolves.
Yeah, there's a lot of work and a lot of investment that needs to be put into this.
And I don't see it. I don't see it happening, Roy. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Listen, someone said to me today on the comments of my video, enjoy blowing your bubbles at Oxford United away next year. And listen, I will fucking go anywhere the width and breadth of this country or this world, to be quite honest with you, to support my football team, and I will sit there and sing bubbles against anyone. It doesn't stop. My support doesn't stop when we stop playing Liverpool and Man United. Fuck them. I don't care about them. I care about West Ham and the state West Ham are in. And the problem is with West Ham at the moment, and the problem is with me, and we will talk about the loss that we've just had just now, is that it doesn't feel like it anymore.
No.
And that's I am very proud of my football team. I'm proud of my support. I don't care we win, lose or draw. I don't care we're playing Man United, Liverpool or fucking Bury in fucking Division fucking 6 or whatever. # United. I won't give a shit. Don't matter to me. I'll go like I always have, and like he always has, and like you always have, every week. I'm not like some fucking poxy arse, plastic Arsenal or fucking Chelsea or one of them fans that only want to see the fucking top teams. Fuck them. I don't care about them teams. I don't care about the Liverpools and the Man Uniteds. But what I do care about is the death of my football club, and it feels like, and we'll talk about this in a second, and I don't mean to use death like that because it's obviously a sore subject in a minute, but it feels like we are going that way.
Yeah.
You just see Sheffield Wednesday, minus 10 points in the Championship.
Yeah.
No owner.
They got another minus 6 today, didn't they?
Another minus 6, so minus 10 points in the champ. That is, and you want to talk about big fucking clubs, that is one big fucking club. And that is minus 10 points in the Championship, no owner, on the brink of fucking destruction. That could be us in 2-3 years' time. Make a mistake about it. So that's what I want. That's why we've got to stay. And that is what makes football shit. That you've got to stay here to survive.
Yeah.
And that is what the fucking this Premier League and all that have put pressures on these people. They've only ever pushed towards that foreign ownership and that fucking multi-billion-pound, this fucking Chelsea model or this Man United model where they're fucking multi-billion-pound corporations. That's what they've pushed and they've pushed people like Sheffield Wednesday, a massive club, into the brink of fucking non-existing. And we could be one of them because of the fucking decisions this board has made.
But it's all down to, with Sheffield Wednesday as well, they've made bad decisions.
Yeah, of course.
Board, so it's like...
But it's what does it take?
They haven't been in the Premier League for 25 years.
No, but neither had Forest.
But
you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like,
but this is what he's saying. Like, they ain't been in the Premier League for so long, but they make it a detriment that if you're not in the Premier League,
you're going to bust.
Yeah, if you fail, if you try to get promoted and you fail, you're could end up being fucked. Yeah, it could be at your detriment.
I don't know, because you think Millwall have never been in the Premier League, and they've never.
But I think they've always operated in their means. Like Sheffield Wednesday were a mainstay in the Premier League for many of the early years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But they got relegated in 2000?
But that's what I'm saying. They went down. Then that parachute payment, they've become a mid-championship side. But the owners that come in there, right, have pushed for the Premier League and they've missed.
Yeah.
They've missed.
I think Leeds are almost in trouble
that's
as well.
like a lot of clubs, though, isn't it?
But that's what I'm saying. This is what worries me about that championship and what us going down is the fact that if you fucking shoot for it and you miss, that ball spins off and it goes off the court and you're fucking out of existence, mate.
This is the thing. Clubs
and that's what I think. That's what the Premier League. That's what the Premier League has done to football. You shoot for that fucking hoop and you miss.
Yeah. This is it.
It's going.
They need to protect. You can't, because
we can't keep on letting institutes like Sheffield Wednesday is a massive. It's one of the oldest clubs. Sheffield United is the oldest.
I get that. I get that they're a massive club, but it's down to their own faults as well. Like as you said, they've been out of the Premier League for 25 years. Leeds were the same. Nottingham Forest were the same. There's a lot of clubs that have never been in the Premier League, but they're still going about. It's about how you run as well.
Well, Leeds, I think, got the benefit of because they was in trouble.
Leeds were on the verge of going out when Peter Ridsdale was in charge. They was in the Champions League.
That was bad. But what I'm saying is this is the thing. You get a club in the Championship, and that bone is there to be grabbed, and they think, do you know what? A little bit of investment, we could fucking grab that. And it's all about the money. It's not about the status and all that. As you said, they've been in the Championship for 25 years. Existing, they've
been down to League One as well since then.
Yeah, but they fucking make a grab for that Premier League, and you miss. You miss that fucking brass ring, mate, and you're falling and you're falling and you're falling.
That's the risk these clubs take because
that's what the Premier League has done.
In the Premier League.
But that's because it's such a big divide.
Yeah.
We was talking about this early days about the extra money you got for being in the Premier League was something like 20 million quid. Now it's 2 billion.
Yeah, because it's like things have moved on now with TV rights and sponsorships and that is why these clubs want to get into the Premier League to get more money.
But look at Sunderland.
Sunderland ain't been in the Premier League for what, nine years?
Yeah, but that's the risk, isn't it? Like Sunderland made it. Yeah. Sunderland made it.
Yeah, Sunderland made it. A lot of other teams have made it and then got relegated. Look at Norwich; they've been up and down more than anything. Leicester won the Premier League 10 years ago. Now look at them; they're in. I struggling in the Championship on mid-table now.
It's just too.
Coventry have been out of the Premier League for near enough the same time as Sheffield Wednesday.
It's just
they're top of the league now.
Just too. There's too much of a divide.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
If you interviewed Coventry fans and you said to them, swap your position now and go mid-table in the Championship, of course they wouldn't. They want to be in the Premier League.
Oh, everyone wants to be in the Premier League.
That's what I'm saying.
But the owners want to be in the Premier League more than anyone because the money's there.
But Coventry haven't gone out and spent millions, have they?
No. They've bided their time.
They've been a stable club, and now they've managed to get someone in like Frank Lampard, who is good in the Championship, to stable the club.
Sheffield Wednesday did sort of try and reach for that bright. You've got players in the Championship now moving between clubs for £20 million, £30 million.
They should want that really because it makes the Championship better. It brings if teams are allowed to spend a bit more and compete, you've got a more exciting product. So they should really.
We'll fucking find out next year. We kept them going on the way.
Well, yeah,
we've been down. We've been down ourselves in the last 20 odd years. We've been down twice, and we've been lucky enough to bounce back. Not the first time we had to. We lost to Palace. But then we come up the season after.
I honestly don't think, if we go down this time, I don't think we've got the brass.
It's harder.
We ain't got a fucking arsehole.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah, of course it is. And the difference is when we got relegated last time, we still had a sold out Upton Park.
Yeah.
30,000, 35,000
Don't forget,
people.
we kind of had a Premier League team. I mean, some of the players that we kept and got to.
Well, no, because we were smart because we went out and got a good manager who went out and got a good captain in Kevin Nolan.
Yeah.
And we went out and bought signings that we knew that would get us back up.
Cole took a wage cut to stay.
We got up in the playoffs. We've never won the Championship or come up automatically. We've had to go through the playoffs. So we know how difficult it is, even though we're the biggest club in the Championship at the time. It's difficult. I get these teams, no one wants to see clubs go out of business because fans suffer at the end of the day.
Because the fans aren't the ones making the decisions.
Yeah,
why should the fans be the ones to suffer?
I mean,
because some twats bought their club and fucked up. We don't. And this is what I'm saying. Sullivan's bought our club. We didn't have no say over anything he done. We didn't have no say over him taking us from Upton Park to here, in anything he's done. And that's the sad thing.
That's why I don't get why, these away fans come and they start thinking, you sold your soul for this shit. I never sold nothing,
we
mate.
We didn't sell anything.
I think every ground gets that. Everton get it, Tottenham get it, everyone gets that sort of. Anyone's got a new stadium gets it. And they're obviously singing it to us, but it's not our fault. It's the board and the people that made that decision. But I still think if we did go down, I don't think we'll go down this season, but I think if we did go down, I think there's enough. When you look at the youth that we've got, because the exciting players we've got coming through, and you know, when you watch the under 23s and the under 18s, you know, there's some talent in there, and in 2 or 3 years' time, they're going to be in the first team.
They should be.
They will make no doubt about it. You've got fear on. Yeah, but now we've got a manager who might be forced to use the youth, and sometimes that's a good thing.
But you got people like Aris and Ashby, Ngakia.
Yeah, but what have they gone on to do?
Yeah.
No, but they haven't gone on to do nothing. But
Ashby, you know, he got released. He wanted to move to Newcastle for money reasons. It's the only reason he went to Newcastle. Nothing. They loaned him out. And Ngakia, same thing. Thought he was going to go to Watford and set the world light.
Who's the geezer at Stoke now?
Diagana, another one.
Diagana, yeah, I forgot about him.
Mubama. Look,
Doing
Man
well.
City coming for him. You know, for the chance for a youngster to go and play for Man City, who were the European champions at the time, you know, or
He was never going to play.
Premier League champions, sorry.
He was never going to.
He was never going to play, but, you know, to go and work with Guardiola, to go and train with Haaland, and of course, then the money he's getting. I hate to think what money he's on. It was a lot more than what West Ham.
He's on Stoke now.
But he's on loan at Stoke, and he's doing well.
Doing really well.
Scoring goals.
Yeah, he could help him get promoted.
You know, you can't really sit there and say that how many youngsters have left us and gone on to make it at the top. I can't think of any.
No, not really. Not to where you go.
I wonder what happened to Ngakia.
I don't know, but he was doing well for us. He was getting game time and everything.
But he's another one. He had an agent in his ear.
Yeah, money.
I'll get you more money at Watford.
Ashby was another one. He was getting game time.
Who was the kid that went to Barcelona? Was that Ngakia?
No.
Or could have gone to Barcelona?
No, he was linked with Barca. That was agent. His agent was trying to drum up interest. But you had him. You had Sonny Perkins. What happened to him? Do you remember him? He went to Leeds, didn't he, Sonny Perkins?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They all go and they just never make it. But look, there's a lot. We're talking about championship and all that. You know, we are miles off that at the moment.
Miles,
You know
I don't know, mate. We're goal difference off it.
No, I mean,
we'll see.
I mean,
We'll
there's
see
a lot of football to play between now and the end of the season. So
It's just, I look at them 4 games. If we lose them next 4 games, which is possible, you know, we could find ourselves in a sticky situation over Christmas where we're a few points adrift.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the moment, we're 6 points adrift to Fulham. We're 1 point.
Got to play Fulham though.
Yeah, we're 1 point outside the relegation zone.
No,
we're level 1 point.
Yeah,
goal
level
difference.
No, we're minus 12 goal difference.
Yeah, it's the same
goal
goals
difference.
scored.
So
Goals scored. We got more goals scored.
So
That's so tight.
Thank God for Callum Wilson, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, Leeds took the game to Man City. They narrowly lost that game.
You know, these are the things we should be taking heart from these smaller sides. They've gone to Man City and give it a go. Nottingham Forest last week went to Liverpool and fucking bashed them, battered them. We should be learning from that, but we're not.
We never do that. We never just take the game to these teams just go, let's fucking go for it.
I think sometimes we fear where we are. Like we fear the ground we're playing at. Like going to Old Trafford on Thursday night. You know, some of these players will fear that. Well, you can't have fear. Just go out there and you want to prove yourself. Like last season, we weren't great under par, but we went to Old Trafford and won 2-0. You know, deservedly so. So there's no reason why we can't go to Old Trafford on Thursday night and get a result.
Yeah.
Like a point would be brilliant now.
Fucking Everton won there with 10 men last week. That's got to give them some sort of feeling of, why can't we?
First time David Moyes has won at a top 6 club as an away. You know what I mean? He's never won like Old Trafford. We never done that when he was manager of us. We never went for it when we played at Old Trafford.
That was like a hoodoo for him, that ground. But yeah, he did it with 10 men.
Yeah.
So there's no, and then they went and lost 4-1 to Newcastle. So if they can do it, we can do that. Sure, we slapped Newcastle.
Be interesting, and then we play. Who do we play next after that? Is it Brighton on?
We've got Brighton away, I think, and then we've got Villa at home. Then we've got Man City away.
Then Fulham,
which is another ground. Yeah, we do. So it's tough, but we need to start picking up these unexpected wins and. You know, go into the transfer window and go. It's going to be mad because there's going to be so many teams that need to move in that transfer window.
Yeah.
I think a lot of clubs are in the same position as us where they need to make some signings to move on to the teams that we're going to be competing with. So, you know, Leeds need to move in the transfer window. Crystal Palace, you know, they're not necessarily in the same position as us, but we're going to be competing for similar players. You know, a lot of these teams, Everton are going to be trying to move in the transfer window. So we have to be ready, be prepared, and move quick and decisive in that window if we're going to want to get what we need. So, but yeah, let's just try and see what we can do against Man United. A point.
I'm just disappointed with yesterday's result. Honestly, I'm not result. The performance.
Yeah.
I can't ask for a result.
I'm a bit tired of being bored watching West Ham. I'm tired of the boredom.
I think I'm used to it now.
Yeah, so listen, obviously yesterday was marred by the early news, and we wanted to touch on this a little bit and give everyone a little chance to say about the death of what you can only truly say is one of the club's legends. We left it to the ends because we didn't want to mar it with a football. Billy Bonds lost his life yesterday. Obviously, our thoughts and condolences go out to everyone affected by Billy Bonds' his passing. When you talk about West Ham, that is you put Mount Rushmore out there, he's on it.
Yeah,
he's probably the first, one of the first, between him and Bobby.
I think he's the first.
I think he's the first, yeah.
For me, he's the greatest player that's ever played for West Ham. You know, for what he's achieved, like 21 years he was at the club, 799 games. When you break that down, for someone to beat that record, they have to play 40 games a season for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And, you know, 2-time FA Cup winner, second division winner, you know, played in the Cup Winners' Cup final for us. What else?
He played in the 64 Cup final, didn't he?
Nah.
Yeah.
It must have been close though.
Yeah, and it's just like
Probably in the
you know, 2 promotions, like a promotion as a manager. You know, it's unreal, and it's sad. It's such a sad loss, and we've known he's been ill for a while. And yeah, nice. A big part of West Ham died yesterday. A massive part of West Ham died. And when you think of West Ham, you know, Billy Bonds is West Ham, and West Ham is Billy Bonds. You know, when you think of what West Ham is as a football club, the first player you think of is Billy Bonds. You know, and you know, it was, you know, we've been lucky enough to meet him a few times and speak to him, and he was the most humble person. You know, never wanted to talk about him, never wanted to talk about his achievements. Always didn't want the limelight, didn't want to, you know, even when he had the stand named after him, you know, you could see he didn't want to come out and yeah, it's sad.
Went into some meetings back in the day with Karen Brady and all of that when we was talking about how to make the stadium better. And one of the suggestions was to do a Billy Bonds stand, wasn't it? Do you remember?
This is why, like, it's not only the stand. This is why the things with the statues. Why do they leave it so late? Why do they leave it? Billy Bonds should have had a statue years ago. Upton Park should have had one here. And they always, I know, and look, the 3 World Cup boys are fucking legends at this football club, but they always focus on them.
Yeah.
There's other legends at this football club: Brooking, Devonshire, Bonds, you know, Vic Watson, Clyde Best, Dix. There's loads. You go around the Emirates, it's full of statues of their legends. Not only past ones, Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, people that are still alive to appreciate it. You know, why do they leave it so long? You know, and yes, look, the stand named after him is incredible, and that's forever going to be.
To be honest, when he refused it, and they told us, didn't they?
Yeah.
They wanted to name the stand after him when they first moved there, even at Upton Park, and he said, "No, I don't want it. I don't want one," because he was so humble.
Yeah,
that's the way he was. He said, and that's what fucking the devil said to us. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. He doesn't think he deserves it. And fuck me, if anyone deserves it, it's him.
Yeah, there'll never be another Billy Bonds at this football club. Never. You'll never get someone that plays that long, you know, to get nearly 800 appearances.
It's not just, my dad said to me about him, he was here for 21 years, he cost 50,000, I thought he said 90,000, but he said it cost £50,000, Billy Bonds. He played 799 games. And they break that down into money, it's hundreds of pounds of games, right? A game, when you if you broke that down into, you know, how much it cost you, it's probably £5,000 a game or 500 quid a game or something like that. And he said he never give you less than 110%. Not even 100, he said 110. He said he would be doing anything and everything he could to fight for every ball, every scrap. You know, if there was anything to be won, he'd be there trying to win it.
Well, it's not only that, when you hear the stories from players that we've interviewed and they talk about him and they say how fit he was, like he'd run forever. Like even when he was manager, he was out running people.
Outrunning.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he looked after himself and he was a great family man. You know, it's sad. It was a sad day, and I was saying when the news come through, and I know there's been rumours over the weekend and the last few days about his health, and you're just hoping that it's not true. And when they tweeted out yesterday, you just like didn't even. I know we spoke about the game, but you don't care, do you? Like you go there and you just thinking of Billy Bonds straight away, and I hope that, and I know the club will, because this is one thing this club does well, is that they'll do a great appreciation against the Villa game. They'll show, they'll have a big mosaic in the stand.
I think they should retire at number 4.
Yeah.
I think
if we've done it for the number 6,
and obviously 38 for Dylan. So
there's no reason.
I think we should retire at number 4.
I don't think we've got a number 4 at the moment.
No,
we haven't got anyone
it's
who has
a
it.
good shout, because it's and it's the sad thing about getting older, because over the next few years you're going to lose more legends are going to go.
But I mean, when you talk about, there's 3 numbers, I would say, when they pass, it should be retired. That's the 6, which is already retired, which took years to retire.
Well, Neil
the 4
fucking Warnock wore
and the
it.
10 for Brooklyn. And I think
10. That's a big number.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're big players for us. And obviously you can't go on like that forever and ever and ever. But I think they're the 3 numbers that, when I think about the years that I've watched West Ham, the 4, the 6, and the 10.
I just like
and the numbers I know synonymous from 3 men. If there was a Mount Rushmore of West Ham, those 3 would be on it.
Yeah, of course. Well, and anyone that does their all-time favourite West Ham that was lucky enough to watch Bonds play, he's always in it. Always in it, and like this is why Billy Bonds, and I don't know whether he was ever offered a chance, and I know the way he ended with him as manager, but he should have been an ambassador of the club. He should have been sitting up in that director's box fucking week in, week out, just like Man United used to do with Bobby Charlton.
Well, like Trevor Brooking
does it every week. He should have been sitting alongside Trevor Brooking up there. And this is the one thing that really pisses me off, is that we've missed out on so many good years with Billy Bonds. We missed out on him as a player because we didn't get it, but he should have been there week in, week out at West Ham. He was loved by, and he knows how much he was loved by, and you see that like when we opened the stand for him, he had tears in his eyes because
it means a lot.
But he should have been there. We should have done more for Billy Bonds. I mean, they might have offered it and he might have turned it down, but I would love to have seen him, a bit like we did with Bobby Moore. You hear the stories. We treated Bobby Moore like shit at this football club. It was only when he passed that they wanted to use his name, and we know that. But yeah, it's a sad day, and a huge part of West Ham died yesterday.
Moore was sat at the back of a stand. Someone let him in the stand. This is a true story.
Southend. It was at Southend.
Yeah,
I think it was.
And it was he was sat at the back of a stand, and someone came along and chucked him out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's disgusting.
Listen, I do. That's the past.
We've always had scumbags.
The thing is with our owners, and I know they get a lot of stick, but one thing they do well is look after our ex-players. Look at all the ambassadors we've got on a match day.
And
there's a lot of clubs that don't do that. People, when Bobby Moore was out of work, like they had nothing to do, Sullivan gave him a job writing at I think it was the sport newspaper he was doing. He gave him a column of saying to do, and then it's it's sad that now like we have to sit here and Billy Bonds will always be. For me, he's Mr. West Ham.
Yeah.
Bobby Moore, he's up there, but Billy Bonds for me is, you don't get more West Ham than Billy Bonds. No. Everything about him, even last night when they're showing the images of him, it's just how you picture Billy Bonds.
He's got to be.
Socks rolled down, fucking
no
long hair,
pads,
blue eyes, fucking claret and blue shirt. Yeah. And you think that FA Cup final in 1980 against Arsenal, he was like 34 then.
Yeah.
And
he went for another 8 years.
Yeah, and for him to lift the FA Cup twice for West Ham. I think you said it yesterday, like the only living captain now for us is Declan Rice, is lifting a major trophy. And like it's mad when you think about it. But the problem is
with them two, they stayed. Declan went.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, it just shows like how important he is as a person. I mean, like you think of that famous image, and like when with Billy Bonds when he was captain in '75, and he's playing against Bobby Moore for Fulham.
Yeah.
And you see them all consoling Bobby Moore after because they had that much respect for Bobby Moore, and you know, for Billy to go up and lift that trophy and then to do it 5 years later against Arsenal, bearing in mind, and we was a division below them, you know, it was, it's sad. And
that's a massive part.
Yeah, and do you know what the nice thing is like I've seen, like, because when things like this happen, you do get some arsehole fans, and I'm sure there is some, but from what I've seen is like Millwall fans, Arsenal fans, Tottenham fans from all over the country just commenting on there, saying how much they love Bonds, and they didn't even play for like Arsenal, Tottenham. I know he managed Millwall, but you know, it's and that
listen,
shows.
he's very high regarded at Millwall, and that takes some fucking doing for for someone as embodied in West Ham as he was to be accepted at Millwall. He signed Neil Harris.
Yeah, he's credited with a lot of their youth sort of.
He gave Cahill his debut. Yeah. You know that? Tim Cahill.
No, I didn't know that.
Honestly,
So this is it, and
I think football lost out on a man that knew his football. If you think about that, listen, he's a South London boy. He come from Cheltenham. He lived over that way, and I see a couple of people question his. He got offered a job, and he was a model professional. I know it was Millwall.
Well, look at he played for Millwall.
Look how he was treated towards the end at West Ham. They took his job away from him.
That's what I'm saying. They stabbed him in the back, and he's right. That's right on his doorstep. And listen, he'd done as good a job for them as he'd done for us, and that is a testament to the man. Yeah. Because he fucking probably hated them. Yeah. He'd run for his fucking blood. Yeah. And that's a testament.
He managed us at probably one of the hardest times. You know, the bond scheme going on.
Yeah.
You know.
And obviously all them promotion. Yeah, it's like it was a sad day, and as I said, a big part of West Ham died yesterday, and
it's just another piece of the old West Ham that's gone.
Yeah.
You know, every day it gets a little bit closer to that.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Identity. So
I'll always remember Billy
But his name will live on.
Yeah, it will.
In 50 years' time, they'll still be talking about him, like we talk about Bobby Moore now. Yeah. You know, I
was watching on the telly, right, when they was doing the applause and that, and I just see him. When I see people not clapping, I'm like, why the fuck ain't you clapping?
They don't know.
It was difficult.
Everyone should have been clapping.
Yeah, there was a lot of people sitting around us that you could tell were Liverpool fans. They don't know who Billy Bonds is. You know, the tourist, and you know, people were trying to get the Billy Bonds Clarence Barmy gang, and it just couldn't. You get it going, and it just fades out. And
see,
you wait till Thursday.
This is everything that is wrong with that place. Surrounded by tourists, non-West Ham
I think
fans.
it's just football.
There was someone sitting 3 or 4 rows behind us. I think Scott told me the geezer was wearing an Arsenal hat and an Arsenal jacket.
This is what I'm saying. That's the problem with that place.
There was 3 people sitting in front of us. You could plainly tell they was there to see Liverpool.
Yeah. It's the thing is, you can say it's football, right? I don't think there's many grounds where it's so prevalent as it is in our ground. I don't think
it's because they whore out the tickets.
Yeah.
There's no checks. There's no checks at all.
This is it, and they do this.
I see a geezer the other day walking around in a Brentford tracksuit.
He was in Brentford.
No. This was I was talking about at the London Stadium. He was walking around at Brentford or Watford or something like that, and I even had to stop them and say, "Mate, are you joking? Like, cover it up." You know what I mean? Like, that's just. I think that's just take the piss. Arsenal hat, Arsenal scar. I see people yesterday. You see them in front of you. They're taking photos. They're like that. Zooming in on the Liverpool players.
When Liverpool take a corner.
Yeah, Liverpool got a corner.
And I'm like, come on, mate.
You see it yesterday when he celebrated right in front of us, like, and as soon as he's in front of us, all the phones are coming out and fucking, you can tell like who the West Ham fans are because they're going, you fucking blah, blah. And then you've got people standing there like fucking taking photos.
I see 2 geezers yesterday standing there, and obviously when they scored, they went fucking mental. And you know, they've banned half and half scarves. Did you know this?
Yeah. Which is rightly so.
So they've banned the half and half scarves. People are buying them coming in, and they're banning them. And I found a big stack of them in the bin. I mean, about 100 of them. Yeah. And I just got them out of the bin and I chucked them on the floor, and all the kids took them. I've got no problem with half and half scarves. I really haven't got no problem with half and half.
No, the eyes, they
banned
banned them for a reason. Because what will happen is...
They've sold them themselves.
Yeah, because what will happen is, say you're a Liverpool
people
fan...
sell them, it's not the club selling them.
The club have sold them before. I've seen them
They haven't sold Liverpool, West Ham ones, right? The geezers will sell them. People wear them on the way in, right? And they'll tuck the other bit in. And so the idea is they'll buy a little scarf and they've got their scarf. So they can still kind of disguise themselves, but still have a bit of their club on it, you know what I mean? So I think they've done it for that because...
do you know what? Instead of worrying about the scarf, stop selling the cunts the tickets. Sorry, excuse my language, you have to bleep that.
But this is the thing, like, because
stop selling them the tickets.
They sell on these Thomas Cook and StubHubs and all these sites.
The club do it.
And not only that, you get season ticket holders that sell them to their mates and give them away. Only the club is season ticket holders.
And then but this is it. This is another reason why I'll never...
Mate, last week 2 geezers come... How many games we in? 6, 7? It's Premier League season. 2 geezers come sat next to me. It's the first time I've ever been.
Yeah.
And they've got season tickets next to me. First time I've been.
What? They bought season tickets and just never bothered to show
there's loads of them.
That's what I'm saying, mate.
Loads of them.
The place is... I fucking hate it there. And this is why it just never feels like home. You're just surrounded with people that ain't your own. They ain't West Ham. They don't love the club like you. They're fans of other clubs, and that's not what I want. Yeah. You know, and even when I do the watch along and I'm sitting in a room by myself, but I'm in the chat, I'm reading the chat, and everyone's West Ham, and the people that ain't West Ham care about the you know, what we're trying to do and stuff, and I enjoy that more because I can interact with West Ham fans in there. I'm just surrounded by people. You try and start a song, and
they look at you as if you're pissing on their kids on Christmas Day.
Yeah, you're just like you're a fucking alien, and you're just like, oh, this ain't what I want. But like, that's the good thing about the away games, like you said.
You listen. You listen.
Thursday night it'll be Billy Bonds, Karen Barmy for probably 90 minutes, and
so it should. And it was a tough one. You had the protest was planned for that one. I mentioned this before. See, Big Dave was tweeting out, going, "Oh, I see they're not doing a protest anymore. It seems they've stopped that. Where they planned a secret."
Well, I spoke to sort of Nick about that, and he said that even if there was a protest, they would have called it off yesterday. Well, I think there was another reason they called it off as well, for something else for someone that passed away recently. So there wasn't one going ahead anyway.
Well, the thing is, what had happened was they'd planned a protest, black balloons and all of that stuff, and handed out loads. Liverpool fans, West Ham fans all took the black balloons. News has come out. It just looks like morning. They've already handed out the black balloons. So they're like, we can't. I'm trying to call people around and say, listen, we're not doing it anymore. But the black balloons were still there because we're going to, it's black balloons for Billy Bonds. Yeah. The protests are still very much alive, despite what Big Dave is saying. They are not going away, and rightly so. Rightly so, because that's, like I said, what we just talked about is the reason why they shouldn't go away. I think there's going to be some stuff coming up.
As I said, it was a really sad day yesterday, like when that news come out. Yeah, absolutely gutted.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint. We'll be back again. Oh, sorry.
We've got these. You've left me.
No, go on, mate.
I know.
You do your
I didn't want to segue into that because I was trying to go to something else, and you've gone back to Billy Bonds. I'm going to go Billy Bonds to fucking Pokemon cards.
Sorry.
For fuck's sake.
All right. Well, let's.
Big thank you to the Roundhouse once again. Our
Jigglypuff.
Our home.
Jigglypuff.
Lots of events coming up, right? So we have the Barking and Dagenham card show on the 6th of December.
Don't say that out loud. Lucas Paqueta he loves a card.
He loves a card. So not just Pokemon cards, football, old trading cards, your Tops cards, fucking anything like that.
They do Premier League stickers.
I think so. Anything that's collectible in cards.
Need.
So you've got that. You've also got the flying saucers into Elvis and Johnny Cash music. They play all of that. All that
burns, the Ring of Fire.
Right, and he loves a bit of Elvis.
Yeah, a bit of Johnny Cash,
all, mate.
Yeah,
proper singers,
flying saucers
these days.
The rappers,
like these kids.
Once again, big thank you to Roundhouse, my local. You will see me in it. Come down, and obviously thank you to OK Jerseys for sponsoring the video.
Thank you very much.
Go 8% off with code Nicky. So go and get those.
Big shirt coming.
Big shirt. So go get your shirts.
Yeah.
Classic NXL. It's huge.
I'm going to have to get, you know what? I was just thinking about this for the World Cup. I'm going to have to get that. I've got the world's biggest England shirt.
Have you?
You've seen it.
Ain't that what they used to put on the Wembley pitch?
I swear down, I've got the world's biggest English shirt, world's biggest wearable England shirt. I'll get it out for the World Cup.
Have you wore it?
Yeah.
We'll all pull it on. We're all getting it.
You've seen it, yeah?
Yeah. You always send it.
Yeah. So I don't know if they'll do that size on OK jerseys.
No, they
you
won't
can
do
get
that.
England shirts and all sorts. So do go and check that. Christmas is coming up, so make sure you get it. If you want it for Christmas,
Get it now.
get it ASAP because it takes I think up to 9 days to arrive.
Yeah.
So get them in. So yeah, big thank you to them. And like I said, it's going to be Man United. So we're going to have all the build up to that coming up over the next few days.
It's not going to stop through December, so keep around for content.
No. We'll have some videos. I think Scott wants to come on and do a video and say Nuno's a fraud again. He did say he would be Nuno.
If he turns up, he can have a say, but he doesn't turn up.
He
Fit
did.
around here, mate.
I want to see if he's still.
We'll delay post-match Pint till Scott's ready.
Yeah,
So.
I want to see if he's Nuno out. Remember, he said if Liverpool lose, he's Nuno out. If we lose to Liverpool, he's Nuno out.
He was right. He was right this week.
What, Nuno out?
No, he's not right about Nuno out, but
What was
he
he
was right
right
this
about?
week.
What was he right about?
He said that he wouldn't go for it, and he didn't go for it.
Well, he said we'd lose. What did he say? 3-0.
He said we'd lose 3-0, but it wasn't far off, was he? But I'm just
Well,
saying.
he said he's out and Gakpo and I forgot who else he said.
Said Szoboszlai, wasn't it? I'm sure he said Szoboszlai.
I don't think we
He
parked
never
the bus
said that 'cause
though.
he wouldn't be able to pronounce that.
Yeah, he would. No,
He said Owen or
He weren't
something.
far off that, but he was right.
We didn't park the bus though. We just didn't have anything. We didn't have no creativity.
No,
so I wouldn't
that's it.
say he didn't go for it as in he parked the bus, which is what he was suggesting.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you that, Scott.
All right. Scott will come on tomorrow and do his own show, but thank you very much.
Scott's hot takes.
Yeah,
Solo
thank
Scott.
you very much. One thing left to say.
Come on, you Irons.